Good afternoon. This is Jacob Sanabia and Harry Clay. This is our graduate project deliverable number 2 for CM7302 Sustainable Construction, taught by Dr. Jafari. The facility we chose is the Kresge Centennial Hall renovation, October 2014 to January 2017. Located at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. Kresge Hall is Northwestern's first LEED Platinum building. We'll talk about this a little bit more in the future. It is their Northwestern's 11th building on campus to earn LEED certification. The design, the architect was Lothan Van Hook de Stefano out of Chicago. The engineers were affiliated engineers. They started with a comprehensive analysis. They certainly involved all the stakeholders from the very beginning, from faculty to staff, maintenance, students were even involved in the process. The result of all this was the visually and organizationally coherent structure. The facility was very chopped up before. It was had to have various minor renovations around the building, and this brought in a comprehensive approach. Their target was LEED Gold, which is the Northwestern design standard, but as we talked about, they achieved LEED Platinum. The construction, the general contractor was Bully and Andrews, also out of Chicago. The project took 36 months. It was an 85,000 square foot complete gut and renovation. They did have an addition, a 5-story addition. They used lean construction. They used pull planning, which of course every activity is planned. And then you add the details, you isolate the project phases, and then you add the details in reverse order. They salvaged the exterior stone that was used. It was historic, and they were able to reuse quite a bit of it. Out of the 2,000 tons of demoed material, they were able to recycle or reuse a large portion of that. They did install a white EDPM roof. We'll talk about that later. And they used chilled sails and perimeter radiators for their main HVAC. Their main sustainable techniques, they did a 254 panel rooftop solar array that they put on the facility. They do provide 5% of that facility's electricity. They use a lot of natural lighting. They use 100% low emitting interior, low VOC emitting interior materials. They use daylight sensors that we'll talk about. They also use the highest grade exterior insulation, the R22, foam in place, polyurethane thermal insulation, which reduces the need for forced heating and cooling. They have a highly efficient steam and chilled water system, and the central utility plant of the university was also upgraded. This is their LEED scorecard. We're going to go into some of the highlights here now. Sustainability, they got 21 out of the 26 possible points. Like I mentioned, it included a white roof design, which reduces the AC cost for the building. It combats, of course, the heat island effect. They added the parking spaces, the bicycle parking spaces, which of course is very common now. One thing they also did is they included the showers inside the facility for people riding their bike. That is additional lead point for doing that. They also are close to public transportation, and they have a dedicated, from that public transportation, a dedicated stop on Northwestern University. So that gives them additional points. Water efficiency, they installed low plumbing fixtures, lavatories, water closets, urinals, which help conserve water. The irrigation system was also replaced and is more efficient now, and the landscaping design using more native plants also helps with that. For the energy and atmosphere, they upgraded the HVAC system. Classrooms were retrofitted with carbon dioxide sensors, which adjust the circulation of the outside air based on the load required in that room at that time. So you're not wasting energy pulling air when it doesn't need to be. They upgraded the electrical system, which includes daylight sensors, which adjust of course, those LED lights, everything became LED lights. And the daylight sensors adjust how bright those LEDs are depending upon how much natural light is being filtered or coming through the windows. The material and resources, they got 8 out of 14. Just over 40% of the total materials that they purchased were within 500 miles of the site. Being so close to Chicago, that really helps. But they did achieve that, and 93% of all construction waste was diverted through recycling or reuse. 98% of the demo was actually recycled or reused. That's quite an achievement that they did. For indoor environmental quality, they upgraded the HVAC system, like we said. They use low VOC content materials for everything, for their paint, for their sealants. Of course, this costs a little bit more usually, but they were able to do that. Another credit they got was after construction, they changed 100% of the filtration media that was used. That's an expense that most owners aren't willing to do, but Northwestern University gave them the money to do that. We talked about the daylight sensors, using the daylighting in halls, foyers, really as much as possible to reduce the energy and the lighting requirements inside the facility. Quality views was a neat credit that they got, which that means that 75% of the regularly used space has a outdoor line of sight, or you can see outside the windows. That also helps give you credit, and it improves quality of life. Here's our references that we use. So thank you for listening to our presentation. Again, this was the Kresge Hall renovation at Northwestern University, where they achieved a LEED Platinum certification. Thank you.